What's going on, 4th and 5? Josh Throne here
Ugh.
with the one and only Matt Harris. We appreciate you coming back for another week. I say coming back. You're part of the team. You're here every week. You're here
Yeah,
like 5 times a week, actually.
yeah, yeah.
Man, looking forward to getting your thoughts on the Arkansas State game. I know we were having some technical difficulties and couldn't get you in during the show.
It's fine. It's
But
whatever.
looking forward to getting your thoughts there. And then also, we're going to be diving into some defensive film so that you can
Yeah.
tell us how are we going to be ready for Ole Miss. But real quick, Matt, your thoughts on last week's game?
Man, I tell you what, I always say winning game film is really dangerous game film to watch because you can pass over some stuff. I think these coaches are really coaching these kids up well, and that was evident from top to bottom, start to finish. Last week, we had a pretty perfect game. Not perfect players and perfect snaps all the time, but as far as the stat sheets go and the energy and the lessons from Alabama A&M, I was really impressed.
Yeah. Again, I was as well. Me and DJ in the post game video, we were kind of talking, at Hill Station in Little Rock, in
Mhm.
Hillcrest. If you've ever been there, it's a great,
Oh,
great,
yeah.
great place. But we were talking about, I said, man, I'm celebrating tonight because I
Yeah.
don't get this many moments to celebrate the
Right,
Arkansas Razorbacks, especially in the past few years. I mean,
right.
when we were in college, man, we got a lot of time to celebrate. But
Yeah. Me too.
nowadays, if we come out and do what we're supposed to do week one, and then we
Yeah,
do it again week two,
yeah,
I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna wake up on Monday and
yeah.
it's back to work, right?
Right,
But
right.
definitely wanted to have fun with that because there was a
Yeah,
lot of people here in Arkansas where they acting like we weren't gonna be able to handle business. So here we are, moving on. We got Ole Miss coming up.
yeah.
What's your thoughts on Ole Miss just in general?
Ole Miss in general, I will say they're really well coached. They have built a fantastic culture there. Lane Kiffin has done a terrific job with developing young quarterbacks and players. But speaking of quarterbacks, I think Ole Miss is in a little bit of trouble, Josh.
Yeah,
This guy is throwing more interceptions than he has touchdowns. I know
yeah,
we're week 2, but that ain't right. I mean, they played Kentucky last week. They got a win against an SEC opponent, so they're a little more battle tested than us. You can see he just threw one of those picks right there. But
right.
this guy's a sophomore. He's young. He's untested. He's replacing a really good quarterback in Jackson Dart. So timing's off, communication's off. This is a new Ole Miss team. They're going to be extremely talented, I can tell you right now. But they're beatable, man. This is a trap game for Ole Miss. Not really, but you know what I mean. I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's a good opportunity for us to go steal one against an SEC opponent in a top 25 matchup.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I got a
You
chance
will
to
too.
dive into Ole Miss this season, and watch those first 2 games. In fact, last night I watched the entire Kentucky Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "Turn this off. You're watching reruns
This
now." I
is a
said, "Baby, scouting report, baby. I gotta get to
quarterback.
work." That's right. Austin Simmons he's not Jackson Dart.
No, no.
DJ alluded to this in Monday's
Yeah.
show. He's not Jackson Dart,
No.
and Ole Miss is still trying to figure out. They got a lot of new receivers that they're still trying to figure out how do we gel. You know how it is: quarterbacks,
Oh,
receivers,
it's a
timing.
big
When
deal.
that's on, it can be a big deal for DBs to
Yeah.
even a DB who's faster, bigger, stronger can have a hard time with 2 in sync
Right.
quarterbacks and
All the time.
receivers. They don't have that right now. And
Right.
as far as I could tell in the Kentucky game, maybe he had an off day. He's 19 years old. He's filling in Jackson Dart shoes. His first SEC game. Maybe he just had the first game jitters. Some of the balls look like tight spirals, but they were about 20 yards away from where they were supposed to be. So
Right.
I don't know, man. I left that after watching that film, and I'm like, preseason, I think there's a lot of people saying Arkansas Ole Miss, like we're going to go in there and get beat. They just put a big whooping on us last year.
Mhm.
But after watching that game film, this is a winnable game for the Arkansas
Yeah.
Razorbacks. I think we have gotten better, and I think they've taken a step back. Now, with that being
Yeah.
said,
Fair.
they have an Ole Miss defense, which
Yeah.
is
Land shark.
always good. Yeah, always good. Defensive line, always good. They're going to have some DVs that are going to come out there and play
Yeah.
aggressive. They're going to
Yeah.
be aggressive at the line of scrimmage, and the offense is kind of like the twin brother of that too. They like to play aggressive as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, let's look at some film because I know that you've got some stuff for us to kind of look at from last week, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what you think that the Arkansas Razorbacks can do to be better prepared for the Ole Miss Rebels.
Cool.
Let me get this up here on the screen here, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So starting off, we've got first play out the gate, first quarter, 8 minutes, 24 seconds left, and second and long. You take it from here.
Yeah, so second and long, Josh, you're thinking draw screen. You're thinking they're trying to get some chunk yards out of this thing, or at least a passing situation, if nothing else. Right? This is educational course. This is what we did when we were on the field, cleats in the grass, down and distance, personnel. So it's second and 22, and they're in 12 personnel. So it's kind of an oxymoron. If they're going to throw the ball, usually they're in an 11, or I'm sorry, a 10s, no tight end set, but they got the tight end in there. So if I'm a defensive back, I'm a little less worried about getting stretched vertically across the field. I'm still aware now, but that shifts my pre-snap read. Are they going to go super vertical, or now they're going to do a combo route and they're going to be switching tight ends and receivers? And so these three guys up there into the field, it's kind of the middle of the field, they're going to all play with each other here. So outside linebacker, safety, and corner, you see this. This is a theme of a defense. That side of the field, this play right here was a great play. I tip my cap to the DBs on this one. We got a sack out of this. You see the D-line does a pretty good stunt. The D-ends, the nose tackle actually wraps all the way around. And that D-end's able to crash really hard and open up some rushing lanes. But you see our outside linebacker, Mr. Sorey, take a peek outside. If that guy's coming inside at him, Josh, he's going to sit and wait and try to get his hands on the ball or hands on the man. Same thing with corner up top and safety in the bottom. So, but that's how close they shouldn't be, Josh. So, right. The quarterback's already sacked by now because he was already underneath sinking in his throwing lane. That's a plus. Where we can improve, and what those coaches are talking to these kids about right now is, hey, guys, you should never be 6 feet apart from each other. This guy right here, the wide receiver, is going to loop around in another game. If that rush isn't there, that's a first down, or that's a big chunk play. That's exactly the play when we talk about personnel and I see a tight end of the game. This is the combo route. This is the zone beater that these teams are going to run. Ole Miss is going to do this.
Yeah, so you're saying we play a team that can have a little bit better offensive line, provide a little bit more time in the pocket for, say, Austin Simmons. They're going to have receivers that are going to curl this and bend this in if we have the improper spacing.
Absolutely. So linebackers are huge. I used to get in, not fights, but like arguments with our D-line and our linebackers. Get your hands on those guys. Make the quarterback uncomfortable. Linebackers, get in the throwing lanes. Put your hands on this guy. If you run on, this number 2 running up the seam right now on the hash, put your hands on him and don't get a foul. I know the rules have changed since we were there. It's crazy to even say that. Has it been that long?
Right.
Just throw a shiver out there. Just hit him, dude. Like, hit him in the stomach when he's going by. This is football. This is not a nice game.
Yeah, big play though by that defensive. Is that Phillip Lee? Is that who got that sack?
Yeah, so Phillip Lee comes in. This is a great play. This is, again, a cornerback and a defensive back's best friend, because this is a completion all day. If your line doesn't get there, you can cover. I mean, you only need to cover for 3 or 4 seconds, because then your D line, I'm a DB. If I'm covering these guys for 4 seconds and our rush doesn't get there, and then they complete the ball 6 seconds later, I got some words for my defensive line. And everyone's like, oh, defensive backs, the pass, we have the worst pass game in the world. It's like, yeah, it's because they got 6 seconds to throw.
Right.
And that's when your team's good, though, when your players can communicate like that, and you can depend on Phillip Lee to make a sack when you hold them just long enough to make that quarterback do a little one-hopper. You did, man.
Right. This is what we have to have playing Ole Miss
all year.
Yes. Ole Miss's receivers are too talented. Yeah. The offensive line is too good. We're going to need to take another step forward. Phillip Lee doing that against Arkansas State's a little different. So that's what we want to see. Not only, again, like you said, for our DBs, but I mean, the defensive line is going to make our DBs look good or bad.
No doubt, baby, because that extra second linebacker, sorry, if you don't get too close to your corner, that's the extra second that you're going to need in SEC play. Because Phillip Lee's still going to get there, but he's probably going to need an extra second versus a really good O-line. Right. So that's where I'm coaching my linebackers up this week. Hey, stay in those throwing lanes, read the quarterback, peek out to those receivers, make sure that you don't make it too easy on those quarterbacks.
Understood. Yeah, let's take a look at this next play. We're kind of backtracking a little bit. First quarter, this is another one that you and DJ were kind of talking about. First down and 10.
Yep.
What are you looking at here?
So 1st and 10, Josh, it's empty set, right? So you're thinking, okay, they're going to pass the ball. But right now, the rules of the passing game are 4 ball catchers to a side. So right now, Sorey, the outside linebacker, and our boundary nickel, that was Sorey. So these 3 guys right here are basically going to do that trio, right? We've talked about it all the time. It's very popular because it's really hard to defend against or complete a pass against. Inside, outside, high.
Right.
But Sorey's rules right now
are
in stone, because if you don't have the running back in the backfield, now you don't have someone to pass off. Meaning when there's 4 pass catchers, say there was a running back in the backfield and he flares out to the field and that 3 does a slant route, Sorey's got to let him go. He's got to there's a lot more moving parts. But now when there's no one out there to mess with him, he knows that his read is number 3. He's looking at him right now. If that guy doesn't break into him, he can go to him. And this is why he makes a terrific instinctual play. The quarterback, you'll see on this next, I mean, he just jumps it. It's beautiful. I mean, everyone was in their leverage. The nickel had the outside leverage. The safety was over the top. You'll see in this, look at this. Look at the outside leverage break inside. I mean, that is such a great athletic play, because you'll see on this next one, the quarterback is going to number 3 the whole time. He snaps the ball instantly, looks at him, because it's very rare for a running or a linebacker to make that play. I mean, that is such an athletic play. It's such good tape to put out there, because now Ole Miss is like, oh man, we got athletic linebackers who can make plays on the ball with their hands. That's big time.
Matt, this is Arkansas State. Now, I want to keep saying that because I want to get too excited. But this is also a big step forward for our defense.
Huge.
They're playing like they know what's coming. They're playing like they know what their responsibilities are. And that's what you really want to see. We talk about it all the time. That's the same thing, offense, defense. If you're second guessing yourself, you are not playing at the speed at which you need to play in order to play in the SEC, because these other teams will make you pay if you're thinking too much.
Right.
I love to see it. Absolutely love to see it.
And he goes and gets us 30 yards. I mean, he's a tremendous athlete. I love it. So here we go. 3rd and 3, Josh. This is an upsetting play. This is a money down. This is 3rd down. Get off the field. The receivers are stacked right now. If I'm out there, I am talking all day. Pre-snap, alert, alert, alert. Watch the switch. Watch the cross. Watch the snakes. I don't care what you want to call it, but there's something funny going on pre-snap.
So, Matt, you're literally on the field yelling this at your corner, at your linebackers.
Oh, brother, absolutely. I'm losing my voice every Sunday. I was hoarse because me and Ramon Broadway are out there yelling at each other, thinking people we're crazy. But there's 80,000 people screaming, Josh. You have to scream. It's one of the cooler, more intimate things when you're actually in the game on the field. You're yelling at the top of your lungs, and the fans can never hear it because it's just so loud and an awesome environment. So you've got to speak up. And if you're soft-spoken, this ain't the game for you. That's my pet peeve in life. Soft talkers and slow walkers, let's go, people.
We need to put that on a shirt, brother. Soft talkers and slow walkers.
Soft talkers and slow walkers. Maybe that's our thing. It ain't my fault. It's his fault.
Yeah.
But when you see these receivers stacked like that, Josh, abso-freaking-lutely. And if they're not talking, that's a letdown. And that's where on the field leadership, we've talked about it a lot. I want to hear the safety talking, hey, watch the switch, watch the switch. Hey, I got outside. Let them know about it. Who cares? You still got to beat me. And that's when you gain some confidence on defense. So I love our aggressive corners. You see how they're pressed up there. Man, it's 3rd and 3. And you're playing Arkansas State, but I don't care. I want to see them press on 3rd and 3 at Ole Miss. Those RPO offenses, Josh, are an extension of the run game. They're not looking for play action, deep level routes where the quarterback's making 3 different reads. This is quick stuff, and it's 3rd and 3. Don't damn backpedal. The guy pressing right now, that's man-to-man. The guy's backpedaling. Number 4, our guy, Mr. Young, get on your horse. Get on your horse. This is your play to make all day. Now, again, I'm not in the defensive room too. If I run into these guys in the street and they're like, hey, man, we had a switch and he didn't jump off, I get it. There could be a switch rule on there, but whenever that corner is usually pressed, Josh, at least old school, traditional football that's his man. And if that other guy goes behind, one of our ending clips, Sorey does it with the running back, and he does it perfectly. So, hey, this is great game film to watch. We won the game. We played top down, really good football. But this happens not once, but twice with these guys, Mr. Young, and I think Kani Walker are the guy.
Yeah.
So that's the leverage. It's the same thing. Arkansas State always tried to get out leverage, and every offense tries to out leverage the defense. That's 101, man. It's like supply and demand and simple economics. Like these guys know the formula of how to get 3 yards, and it's leverage. Do a
Matt,
quick out, run them off.
anytime we stacked at receiver like this, we
Yeah,
were basically just, this was formational
clear
stack
out.
was strictly because we wanted to create a mismatch and allow for those DBs to not be able to get their hands on a quick route.
Right. It's a
I
clear
mean,
out.
yeah.
The number one receiver is not running a route. He's
Yep.
clearing out for his buddy to catch the first down.
So
And
you
when
think that this corner right here stayed with that receiver on purpose? And is that Young, number 4?
Yep, you
Young
see the
should have actually,
receiver,
yeah,
you see his outside release, you
yep,
see how he was happy to go outside.
yeah,
He didn't care at all. That
yeah,
wasn't his play to make. That's a planned call by that offense, and it's not illegal, but if you wanna be cheeky about it, which they're cheeky all the time to my DBs, "I got your back, baby."
mhm,
They throw flags all the time for stuff like that. That ball's in the air, and that number one receiver was pressing that corner
right,
up the field. He was blocking before the pass was caught, and so of course, I always have my defensive backs back, but at the same time, Jordan Young, break down, and make the damn tackle, son. You're in the
right.
open field. That right there could be a 50-yard bomb on a 3-yard catch. That's the stuff that's unexcusable. This stuff you can communicate and you can work through. I don't think that'll happen a whole lot in Ole Miss. This
Gotta make that tackle.
got to make that
Yeah, you
all
do.
day. Break down, go inside out, use your sideline, use your leverage, like be smart. You're not going to knock the guy out. Get him on the ground. They've got the first down.
Yeah. You gotta
Good
make that
play. He's a
tackle.
shifty guy. That guy scored a
Third
touchdown on a kickoff return.
Oh,
The guy's
he
fast.
incredibly shifty, and I was trying
Yeah,
to tell people before the game is
yeah.
Arkansas State's gonna have undersized guys, but that
Yes.
doesn't mean they don't have quick and shifty and some
Heck
speed
no. Remember
guys.
Reggie Fish? Sorry,
Yes. No.
fans. Didn't mean to
Right.
ruin the show. Reggie,
Right.
love you.
But there's a lot of players at these Arkansas State size schools,
Yeah.
these Sun Belt schools, they're still running 4.3s and 4.4s.
Washington
They're
Baptist, dude.
they're a buck 70.
Go down to
So,
exactly. They're a buck 70. They're 5'8", but let them in the open field, and they're going to light up the scoreboard like they did on kickoff.
right.
All right, 3rd and 3, another letdown, Josh.
Mhm.
Again, 12 personnel. They've got a tight end on the line, a back. The receivers are tight. Those two guys right now, again, holler, talk, let me know, yell at me, leave nothing for doubt. There's a rule in defense. I'd rather everyone be wrong than half of y'all be right.
Mhm.
Meaning if Coach Herring or Willie Robinson calls a zone defense and half the team runs zone and half the runs man-to-man, that's a bad day. But if we just missed the call and you called zone and we're all on the same page running man, we're going to be good. These guys need to get their communication right. This is easy pre-snap stuff, Josh. And I know that I've been there and this is 101 for me, but
Mhm.
he's got outside. There ain't no way the corner that's 6 yards off the ball and he's got outside leverage isn't supposed to jump the outside route. This
Right.
isn't like the play before where they were stacked and you really needed to be kind of like your switch rules.
Mhm.
There's a clip after this, I think, that gives a decent example of switch rules. But jump it right now. Go. You're late. Don't backpedal. It's 3rd and 3.
Right.
Man, if I was a coach, I'd be all over that guy. Kani Walker, get on your horse. You're a corner. That's the outside play all day. There's a safety help over the top, and you got Jordan Young on the inside. He can carry that number 2, no problem. Your play is the outside in that corner.
You think this is just pre-snap situational, like not having the
Yes,
communication? You think that's
100%.
what this is?
You just got to get into the flow of football, man. I
Mhm.
mean, this is stuff that, playing years of football and just coaching years of football and seeing as much as I have, when they're tight like that, Josh, they're either going across the field for crossing routes or they're going to break out. It's just like this play right here. There you go.
Yeah, let's get to it. Here we go.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just roll into this. This is another example of leverage and pre-snap anticipation. Anticipation beats reaction every time. This tight end is in the slot, first off. When he motions in, look how wide the wide receiver is down here with our guy, Kani Walker. He had a great game, but there's some communication stuff with he and Mr. Young that they need to get tightened up.
Right.
That guy's in the numbers. That tight end just exited. If you're a football player, that's weird. Look at all that space right there.
That's right.
Josh, anticipation. And then guess what? If he runs a fade route, who cares? He's got 7 yards to run the fade. Your
Mhm.
best friend's the sideline.
Right.
Where are my weakness points, right? This isn't man free. This is man to man.
So you gotta know this is coming, because if I'm a receiver in this position, this is not about me necessarily even being that much faster than you, or
Nope.
you could be on my back
Nope.
hip. I could play basketball
Yep.
right here and
Yep.
box you out.
Yep.
You know, and if I have a quarterback, shout out Ryan Mount, who can just put it
Yep.
right outside the reach of a
Yep.
defensive back, there's hardly nothing you can do. You have to be a very
Yeah.
skilled defensive back to be aggressive here.
Yeah.
But if you're out there on the numbers like that on that island, what are you thinking right now as the DB? Are you thinking slant but prepared for them to go over the top?
Absolutely. So it's all about leverage, Josh. Your inside leverage, your offhand jam. So when they take that inside route, man, you're putting him in the exactly like that. You're flattening his route. If
Mhm,
they go outside, you put the ass in the Gatorade. There's a rule
mhm,
there too. And they
right,
go inside like this, you flatten that route up. You don't let them get leverage and then break off of you. As soon as they go vertical on you and they can stem you, it's
mhm,
a bad day. You get your hands on them like that. Now you flatten that route out and it changes the trajectory and the timing. That quarterback, his arm's cocked right
right,
now, but guess where the receiver's focus is?
right,
Man, get off me, 1-3, get up. Oh, ball. I mean, it's bang bang. So he did Kani Walker. I mean, no one's perfect, but he did a great job in this play, 1st and 10. I'm sorry, 1st and goal. This is what I want to talk about.
mhm,
Quincy Rhodes, get your hands in the air, son.
right,
There's a rule in rushing. I coached defensive ends for a year at Texas Tech, and the rule is you never jump, right? If a quarterback, if you jump, you the guy can scramble and Lamar Jackson you. But
right.
get your hands in the air and keep running forward. If you put your hands in the air, you see championship defenses do this all the time.
Oh,
They
every time.
tip that ball in the air, and you
Mhm,
get a pick on the 3-yard line, Josh, on first
right,
down. This drive, by the way, it's the very end of the second quarter. I think this was like a 13-play drive, like 9
mhm,
minutes. RPO, Ole Miss offenses, the old school Gus Malzahn, they hate drives like this. They hate having to earn it, and defenses love it. I mean, even if they score right here, it's still a tip of the cap to the defense because they held so strong. Quincy Rhodes, get your hands up. Kani Walker, fantastic job. Even if, right, we say it all the time,
mhm,
a defensive back's best friend is a defensive end. Even if your defensive end doesn't get his hands in the air, no excuses, corner, make the damn play. You know the slant's coming. So for him to make that, which is the high percentage throw, a slant route's the easiest pass to complete in football. The
yep.
receiver's running at the quarterback 5 yards away from him. It's pitch and catch.
And
So
by the way, shout out to him. What was the corner on that play?
Connie Walker.
Shout out to Kani Walker. That's Corey, Rucker
Yeah,
Jr. right
Walker.
there,
That's the
1,000-yard
all
guy. He could
conference.
play in the SEC. He's not
Dude,
I mean,
he's a
he
six
did.
two. He's a
Yes.
6'1", 225. Look, it's a thick guy right there.
He'll
That's
get an opportunity in the NFL, this kind
Yeah,
of guy.
yeah. I don't know if he's a, first round
Right.
Sunday guy, but
He'll get an
his
opportunity.
body, he'll
Yeah.
he'll he'll have an opportunity. Yeah, he's a
Yep.
good receiver. So for Connie to get a good rep on that
Mhm.
in the goal line, to have situational awareness
Love
and
to
get
see
his
it.
hands, it's good stuff. Really
Yep.
good stuff. All right,
Let
cool.
me pull it
So
back here.
this is a good example, Josh, of our switch rules. So our
Mhm.
corners pressed up top. I think that's Kani Walker again. And we got my guy Sorey, who had a terrific game, player of the game. We've got to give
Mhm.
it to him, obviously. Did we miss his pick? No, we got over it. We went over. Yeah, the
Yeah.
trios,
Yeah.
empty set.
Mhm.
Boom. So right now it's man to man. So you got a single high safety, you got motion here to the field, but you look at Sorey, he's got his eyes locked on that running back because whether it's a run or a pass, he's going after the
Mhm.
running back. That means he gets to go fast. You'll watch once the play gets going, the corner up top who's pressed is not passing off the wide receiver.
Mhm.
The pass rules do not apply to him like they do to the field. The field corner and the field nickel are not running with the corner. So it's really interesting. Somebody may be off there. It could be a positive. It could just be an awareness thing to the boundary because boundary rules sometimes don't apply. But the real thing is Sorey. He sees that running back go out right now. They try to do the same thing on those third down plays where they do those receiver switch and they
Mhm.
create the leverage and the quarterback puts it on him right now. But because Sorey was on him right now, like they're supposed to hit those wheel routes right there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they don't want that running back going a 40-yard go route. He wants to hit him right now on the 40-yard line, catch it quickly and good up the field.
Mhm.
For him having to put touch on it over the linebacker, 30-yard ball, that's a low percentage throw. What I would like you to see you do 1-0, turn your head around, make a play on the ball. Don't get a flag in the future. We all know that defensive players are set up to lose in today's world.
Mhm.
If you don't turn around and get your head on the ball, could be a flag in an Ole Miss game. Be another athlete like you are. Go get you 2 picks.
Yeah, go become a receiver, baby. This is your moment.
Dude, that was always my thing. And, I think I've talked about this before where the Tulsa Gus Malzahn team came in there and they were interviewing us all week, and they had the #1 offense in the country. They were 15th in the country overall, and we were the underdogs in Donald W. And I was like, hey, I'm tired of this. When that
Mhm.
ball's in the air, it's as much ours as theirs. Like, if you're looking at the ball, Josh, you can go decleat that wide receiver. You can put your hands all over him. If you got your head to the ball and you're playing the ball, that's where referees are like, hey, no, like
Right.
that's black and white. If you're face guarding, you can do that in college, but as soon as you touch that guy, man, it could be a detrimental penalty. So great athleticism by Sorey, great instincts. He didn't hesitate at all. He was in great. When you're in that phase technique, when you're in the trail and you're in good phase is what we call it, that's when you can get your head around. If you're a step or two behind, that's when you put your hands up and you play as best defense as you can. But he was
Mhm.
in great position. Go make a play, man. He's gaining confidence. He'll do that again.
Man, love to see it out of these guys.
Yeah.
Now, again, it's Arkansas State. We're on to the SEC.
Yeah.
They're making steps in the right direction. It's still going to be the real first test of the season.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the fact that we got these warm-up games, Alabama A&M,
I do too.
Arkansas State,
Yeah.
kinda just to wade us into the water.
Yeah.
But next week's gonna be real. What do you think playing against Lane Kiffin,
Yeah.
Charlie Weiss Jr.,
Yeah.
as the offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
that RPO,
Yeah.
speed, speed, speed. Guys, if you haven't watched the game from
Yeah.
Kentucky, they vary, right? Situational speed,
Yeah.
but when they go, they're on it. I mean, they're right back up on the ball,
Yeah.
and they are getting always faking to the running back. You always got to respect the run, but then
Yeah.
boom, they're dumping out to their wide receivers in the flats and letting them be running backs. And
Yeah.
they are good. And they will lull you to sleep with those
Yeah.
plays. And then the second that Matt Harris decides he wants to pick one of those off and he starts creeping up, boom, they go over the top.
Yeah.
How do you stop that? How?
Man, it's great preparation. It starts right now. It's Tuesday evening. Are these guys studying their plays or are they doing something else?
Mhm,
I was a film nerd. I loved the playbook. I loved the scouting of these teams because it would just prepare you
mhm,
for those pre-snap reads. It's going to be a lot like Arkansas State. They were a RPO offense. They wanted to get into a rhythm. If you can help create sustained long drives, even if they score, Josh, that's a huge thing. Getting lined up. I remember playing, a full defensive game against an Alabama heavy run team would be like 60 snaps or so.
mhm.
When we played like a Malzahn Auburn offensive coordinator, it'd be like 118 snaps.
Yeah,
Getting lined, I mean, it's 2 games in one, so you're exhausted. So
mhm,
sustaining those drives and not letting them just gash you and beat you deep is crucial. But getting lined up whenever it's fast paced and they're not substituting and you got to get up and go, getting lined up and staying really well conditioned and knowing your preparation is huge in a game like this. So we've got to have good production out of our D line. It starts in the trenches. It always does. Just like that play where we got a coverage sack. I need my linebackers to buy us another second. I
mhm,
need those DNs to keep working. Don't give up on the play because it's
mhm.
hard on those DBs, man, especially when you got an offense like Lane Kiffin. So everybody's got to do their job,
Yep.
right? When I was in Cleveland, I asked a rookie question. I said, hey, coach, what's our alignment? He said, rookie, this is the NFL. You don't have an alignment. You have a responsibility. Take care of your responsibility as best you can, and good things usually happen. Honest to goodness, they really do. Don't try to do too much. Trust your defense. We got 3 years in this defense with T. Will. You can tell that Sorey and Dix and Cam Ball and everyone's kind of starting to groove a little bit. We need that on-field leadership to really take over in an SEC game and not crumble. We need to step up and say, hey, we can play these guys. We can beat these freaking guys and not be nice about it. Go
Right.
hit someone in the ribs. Make them wake up on Sunday and say, man, I don't want to play Arkansas again, man. That
That's
ain't it.
right. Hey, that
That's it.
quarterback's 19 years old. He ain't played
Go
long in the
bust
SEC.
them up.
Welcome that kid to the SEC.
That's right. Go bust
That's
them
what you
up.
need to be doing.
You get the
Matt,
first hit, the ground gets the second.
right. Hey, Matt, another question.
Yeah,
Quarterbacks, Austin Simmons, 19 years old, brand new receiving core. I say brand new. I think there's a couple guys that have were there last year, but
yeah.
they've had at least 3 or 4 new
Wallace,
wide
yeah.
receivers transfers. I mean, it's a transfer, era, right?
Yeah.
You can clearly tell that the quarterback and the wide receivers are not in the same type of uh, gelled in
Right.
sync mentality that Jackson Dart was with his guys last year. How does it really work in your benefit as a defense? And
Oh,
if so, how do you expose and take advantage of the quarterbacks and the receivers not being on the, just that premier page that some quarterbacks and receivers can be on?
great question, Josh. Remember that slant route in the
Mhm,
end zone, that Kani Walker, that film that we broke down? I mean, I am like the president of get after their ass,
mhm,
Mr. Aggression over here. If you can put your hands on those guys and they want to run this route, a post route that's just
mhm,
perfectly straight and perfectly horizontal, and then they got to go like this
right,
and then like this,
mhm,
man, already with quarterbacks and receivers that are out of sync, and you get their hands on them and you widen that route by 3 or 4 yards and you mess up that timing because it's all about their drops too. Is it a 3-step drop?
mhm,
Is it a 1-step drop? Is it a 5-step drop? If you turn a 3-step drop, 1, 2, 3, ball's supposed to be out, into 1, 2, 3, ball, oh, hesitate, oh,
mhm,
sack. I
right.
get goosebumps right now. If you don't have goosebumps, and you know football, right? You turn a 3-step drop and do a pump fake, he's
Yeah,
gone. He's
right,
gone. And so those offenses operate on timing. You ask any
mhm,
wide receiver, any quarterback, it's all predicated on that quarterback's drop. It's all predicated, Grant, on the protection. If that protection can't hold up and we send 6 and they're only blocking 5
mhm.
and that ball's not out, Philip Lee, do your thing. Quincy
Yeah.
Rose, hand ball, go get him.
I mean, I've been saying we are going to have to see a different version of our defensive line, or we're gonna have to see their welcome party to the
Yeah,
SEC. If we
yeah.
don't see
It's
that
real.
out of our defensive line, I do not know how we are
Yeah,
going to beat Ole Miss. Because, like you said, it does play over into the DBs.
yeah,
Defensive line is putting pressure on the quarterback. He's got to make silly decisions quick, and that's gonna open up, the game for the defensive backs.
no question.
But what they do for him, I watched this time and time again in the Kentucky game. They just get the ball out quick to the flats
Yeah,
constantly. Fake it to that running back,
yeah,
slow drag. Look at the defensive end because Austin Simmons can run too, but he pulls it and he steps back and he gets it to the wide receiver in space quick, just on a little quick route behind the line of scrimmage. If
Josh.
you're trying to get pressure on a young quarterback,
Yeah,
what kind of defenses do you think we or will be running in order to cover the threat of that pass and play those quick reads or those quick passes into the flats, but then also maintain a good amount of pressure with the defensive line that we know is struggling a little bit? Like,
yeah.
how do you drum up this defense if you're the defensive coordinator?
Yeah, man. If you can ever get pressure on a quarterback without having to send an extra guy and you can cover the zone, that's ideal, right?
Mhm,
That's saving Alabama type stuff. But I think back to that coverage sack play where Philip Lee cut under. We stunted our D line, right? We stunted the D line, and Philip Lee crashed really hard. He didn't have any leverage responsibility, so he can go really fast. Freeing up your athletes, your dogs, let them off the leash a little bit to go
mhm,
run,
mhm,
is going to be huge for Coach Will. I think he knows his players better by now. We're still in week 2, week 3, but at the same time, RPOs is an extension of the run game. You said it right. He's going to be play action quick. You know how tall Quincy Rhodes Jr. is? He's 6'6". That
mhm,
one play, and he gets his hands up, there's nothing more demoralizing outside of taking a sack than getting a ball swatted down over and over and over. Ever heard of a guy named JJ Swat? Excuse me,
mhm,
JJ Watt? He made a living off of knocking balls down. He's going to be in Canton, and that's
mhm,
how he was able to free up himself to make sacks. Is
mhm,
when people are like, "Hey, man, we can't run the quick game anymore." Now they go from a 1-step to a 3-step to a 5-step. That
mhm,
gives us more time to go get his ass too.
mhm,
So just like DBs when the ball's in the air, hey, when they're holding that ball longer, defensive line, that's on you. Go get
mhm,
them. Free up your studs. Quincy Rhodes is a freak. Philip Lee's a freak. These guys, we've got good athletic ability, but to your part, it's got to be the coming out party. So we're going to
mhm,
find out a lot on what our line is made of. I don't mind our linebackers getting in the mix, and that's okay. Because again, RPOs are quick game. Our safeties have to be really good at covering our corners. This week, I think if there's going to try and be a little tomfoolery with old Lano Kiffin, RPO, run, zone, play action, deep pass. The big plays hurt you, right? When they can score quick on you and do it often, man, that's a hard game to overcome.
And Matt, they don't lay down. They don't, because they'll be on a 4th and 1, their side of the field, and they'll go for it, but they won't just run it. And they've been running well all game long. They'll get a yard or two with a quarterback sneak. They'll fake it to the running back, and Austin Simmons will take off with it, or they'll feed it to the running back, and he's a workhorse. Last name Lacey. I got a scouting report coming up for everybody on Friday. I'm going to be breaking down Austin Simmons, Lacey, some of these new wide receivers that Ole Miss is still trying to gel with. And really what we're going to be focusing on is that defensive line and that defensive pressure that they can put on a quarterback, because that's probably going to start to expose our offensive line if we haven't shored things up there as well. And it's going to give Taylon Green a chance to show us why he's special. He had 150 yards rushing last game. I think we're going to have to count on him no matter what. A secondary option for him that he might have to show out a little bit more. Being his Bills and running that ball, because man, Ole Miss seems dangerous on the defensive front. So I've got a scouting report that I'm going to be dropping on Friday. So anybody who's out there, maybe you don't have time to keep up with all the Razorbacks and Ole Miss and who to watch. You know what? Games are more fun when you know just a few guys to watch on Ole Miss's team. Hey, you're sitting in the stands or you're at home and you're like, hey, check this out. This guy right here, Lacey, he loves to run up the middle. He's a downhill runner. Watch out for Austin Simmons. He'll tuck it and pull it and run too. I want to just make sure that everybody's informed on who to watch out for, what the defense is going to be most likely to do, and what we're going to need to be prepped for. So Friday, I will have that scouting report. And then Friday night, I want you guys to join DJ. He's going to be in Greenbrier for the game of the week. Van Buren versus Greenbrier. What time are we rolling the show? 5:45 pregame show. So
5:45.
He goes about 2 hours before that Friday night show. There's a couple talented guys there. One running back who actually had over 2,000 yards last season and over 200 yards in each game that he's played so far this season. So DJ said he's a little bit undersized. So he said, you know what, I'm gonna go see what he's all about. See if he's legit. So you guys make sure that y'all tune in for that. I am traveling down to Little Rock tomorrow night, and I will hopefully be there in time to see DJ. I'm known to be late though, so if I'm late, don't hold it against me. Then DJ and I are going to pick up Saturday morning, and we're going to head out to Oxford, where we will be shooting live in Oxford. So you guys stay tuned for that show as well. We're going to be hardwired in, Matt. We're going to be hardwired in. Hopefully no connection issues, and we can at least get you in there without having to go like, man, Matt, we can't hear you. Yeah, week 3. Lots of corrections to be made on 4th and 5, baby.
That's right. We got to improve just like they do, man.
That's absolutely right. Well, Matt, I appreciate you, man. Another great episode of Getting Defensive with Matt Harris. I learn stuff every single time. Switch rules, baby. I love it. That's what I'm telling. I'm gonna call my mom tonight. Mama, I learned about switch rules. All these years in football. I didn't know. Now I know.
Talk it up. Switch rules. We get to call the show. Soft talkers, slow walkers.
Take that.
Don't
Put
want
that on a shirt, 4th and 5. We hope you wear it.
Walkers.
That's absolutely right. Matt, I appreciate you joining us, guys. Stay tuned for more 4th and 5 this week. We appreciate you guys watching.